think I have to say, because I think this is really important to frame up timing for people. Okay. 2007 was the year I went to South by Southwest. Okay. So that was in March of 2007. Now, if anybody sort of follows all the stuff out there and you follow a guy like Gary Vaynerchuk, right, and you really know his story, he will talk a lot about that 2007 South by Southwest. He will talk about that South by Southwest because that South by Southwest is the one where Twitter launched. It was the one where Zuck was walking around. You know, I've got pictures of me hanging out with Matt Mullenweg from WordPress when WordPress was just one of the bloggy platforms, and it just was not a big deal. Like, I knew about it because I was a PHP programmer.
Yeah, like, no, I was on Movable Type forever because
exactly, Movable Type was big, and it was a Perl platform, right? So the reason why I want to frame this up is that Dave Delaney is the one who brought you to the table, because Dave was like the first social person I knew. Dave had a podcast back then, Two Boobs and a Baby. Okay. Yep. And Dave was my partner and he's from Canada. And he was my partner in Barcamp. And he was like, we got to have Mitch Joel. And when I started to dig into what you were doing and the podcast and sort of all that stuff, I was like, oh, I knew about it from the programmer perspective, but I didn't know about this idea of a digital thought leader. Like, I didn't know what that was yet. Okay. And like I'm saying, Gary Vaynerchuk didn't happen yet.
No. In fact, when Gary came along, and I've gotten to know him over the years, and he's a very impressive entrepreneur. I mean, to say he multi-lapped me would be an understatement.
I mean, he crushed it. There's no question.
Yeah, and my general take when I met him was, I've been saying this for 5 years already. It wasn't in an insulting way. It was just sort of like, good, I'm glad there's someone else who's going to bang this drum excessively loudly, which he did. And I remember we were backstage at an event that we were both at, and he told me he was going to launch this Vayner media company, the Vayner agency. And he said, what do you think? And I said, look, Gary, the truth of the matter is you've done so well with demonstrating that you can build a brand around yourself. The real question is, are you going to be able to do it for others? And the truth is, many thought leaders that we knew at the time couldn't and didn't. They would ultimately fail. They were good at talking about themselves, good at tweeting, good at building a platform. In a day and age that didn't have an Instagram and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But when it came to really helping others do the same, it wasn't a transferable skill. We had done it. We had done it with brands. We had brought them onto social. We'd brought them onto digital. And it was a thing where I wasn't saying it in a facetious, let's see if you can do it. I meant it like, it's a different focus and it's a different attitude. And I could see it in his eyes, his tenacity to just have no quit in him. It was amazing. And I got to tell you, like, as he progressed to the level he has and is at, I love it.